Wait.
There he goes. Yeah, we're starting soon. Todd, give me your best Arnold.
Get out of here. What are you doing, Danny? You got to get first. What are you doing out of here? What are you doing? You got to get a topper and get out of here.
Ashley, you do it.
We got to start Croqueta Chat.
I don't even know. Donnie, you got to get first. It's always like Scottish. I can't do it.
We finally have the Arnolds together.
Yeah, get out of here. No, don't get out of here. Watch this show. This is the best show ever.
Stay here.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Honestly, like I can't compare it to his Arnold. It's so good.
So good.
It's so good. And Ashley, you're good too.
No, she's not.
No, I know it's not. It's all right.
It's good in a terrible way.
Oh my God, Todd and Ashley, thank you for being on with us. And we have Mr. Danny Butler. What's up?
Hey,
y'all.
Hey.
Thanks for having
Danny,
me.
hit that Arnold impression. Let's
Come
go.
on, Danny, hit it.
Y'all back. No, so bad.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I
better than
don't know
mine,
if I've
Danny.
ever seen a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You
in.
what? You
I'm
never
not a movie guy.
really?
I was
Oh.
about to say, this is where we put out our old card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're older, but dude,
Yeah.
we need to hang out a weekend and just like truck through
Binge.
some of the
Binge.
Arnold
Dude.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, from
Yeah.
Terminator to Kindergarten Cop. I promise you'll love it, dude. You'll love
Jingle
Arnold.
all the
which
way.
one's Jingle All the Way?
Jingle.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
classic.
Ashley.
Yes. Put the cookie down now. Put the cookie down now.
Who told you to give my cookies?
Yes, Lewis, that's great.
Oh my God, Danny.
Dude, this is already going off the rails.
This is so much fun. Episode 5 recap. We either have. It's funny because we either have no guests or a lot of guests, and I like a lot of guests.
I like the chaos.
Yes, so much chaos. That is our show, y'all. And Todd and Ashley, so what's up with you guys? What's going on? How's life?
Life is good. We're just busy. Like, we've got 3 kids. All 3 of them are in sports. So, I mean, this is a rare event that we have. I told the kids, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of taking you to practice. We're taking a day off. So,
Yeah. And you know
you're
what?
coming on
Lewis,
Croqueta Chat.
Lewis and Michelle, we got to talk to you offline sometime because, man, like, it's a different world watching another season that's not yours, you know? And you're like, man, like, you got to fight through that, like that selfish urge in yourself. Like, okay, this is not my season anymore. It's their time to shine.
Yeah.
And so it's a different world to navigate for sure.
well, on top of that, Danny, I would love to know your perspective because all I keep thinking about is this season is like, I wonder how you guys feel or felt watching our season, knowing that like you guys went before us. Like, I would have been so bitter.
Yes.
I would have been like, I hate this season. These people are terrible. I really hate I always want to ask you guys, like, how hard was that watching our season, knowing that your season was better? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I know that there were some people that were like, we're boycotting, we're not watching at all. But like for me being such a big Amazing Race fan, I was like, it's awesome that it's back. I can't wait. And like y'all's cast was so awesome with like really amazing teams that I was hyped. I was like, yes, we get another episode. And then it was just about being patient and waiting, knowing that our time would come. And now it's here.
Danny,
You're
so
you're
sweet.
too nice,
You're so
bro.
kind.
You're too nice.
I told Danny off camera that every time he comes on screen, I want to give him a big hug and just like hold him.
I will say, Danny, like your team, like when you guys are on screen, it's hard to look away. Like you guys definitely capture my attention. And it's
Thank
like
you.
one of those things where it's like, oh, Angie and Danny are on. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Because you guys always have like you have very quotable lines and like there's always something interesting going on. So
And you too, Todd. The barnacles. The barnacles.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that is great. So we're gonna recap the episode, but hey Danny, I got a special segment for you, man.
Oh yeah, you do. I'm nervous and excited.
And we got graphics, bro.
Oh.
Ah,
All right.
oh.
All right. And let me just pull up my questions that I want to do here. And the segment that we have for you, Danny, is called Holla Holla at Me, Walla Walla.
Hey.
What says Danny more than a gangsta-ass hip-hop beat, baby?
I agree.
Mike, play that shit.
What?
Let's go, Danny.
What?
Oh, hey.
Wait,
Todd, can you freestyle?
I cannot. No.
Me neither, bro.
Oh,
All right.
I'm the one that drops the beat, and then my friends are the ones that rap to it.
Okay, so Danny, that's a question I want to ask because, all right, the question is like, do you have any special talents?
So I got a couple.
Oh.
I would say my go-tos is I'm a little bit of a magician.
Ooh.
So give me a deck of cards and I'll entertain for a little while, which is fun.
Okay.
And then, I can sew. So I'm a big quilter. A secret
nice.
little talent. Pull it out, pull out the sewing machine, and I got you covered.
Okay. I think there's something else that you're missing though.
I am especially talented when it comes to winning things on game shows.
Is that
All right.
mic drop?
Yeah. All right. We have a special clip because we did play Danny's time in Price is Right. Todd and Ashley, I'm not sure if you knew, but Danny was on the Price is Right, played for a brand new car and won the car.
Amazing.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that we don't have that clip rendered, do we, Mike? I mean, can we play a small clip of that maybe? But the Price is Right. Yeah, something real quick.
I think
The
But
Price is Right. Yeah, give me a second.
Derek needs to be careful. This guy's about to take on another show. He's about to kill him on the amount of shows he has.
that's a good point.
25.
That's a good point.
Carolyn.
So can you
526.
fast forward a little bit, Mike?
Okay.
For the car. The Price is Right mobile.
I thought it was
And
gonna be like Wally.
and
Like the Bob Barker.
ooh, going old
Drew
school.
Carey.
No, you got to go Barker there. You got.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I love.
respect Danny like that, babe.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And that was not the only show Danny was on. So it turns out when he has a link to The Price is Right on his Instagram, and he also told me that's not the only show. He was also on Let's Make a Deal.
Oh.
So he's all over CBS. He is. You're right.
Angie's here.
What's up, Angie? Killing it, girl. So
By the way Danny reacted was me every time we would get to any location after giving you directions.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that cry counter. I think they didn't show Michelle crying that much, but you guys are definitely competing against each other for that.
You didn't cry this last episode, though. I was very proud of myself.
All right, Mike, can we play the Let's Make a Deal? We have some new content for our.
Yep, so the table's over in the corner over there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Nice. So obviously, with Let's Make a Deal. Sorry, I keep on pressing the wrong button. With Let's Make a Deal, how can I go back to the regular screen? There. Oh wait, I'm.
What are you doing? This is why you let Michael produce.
Hey, Mike, I messed up.
I gave them admin privileges, and it's like they're messing everything up.
It's
You know?
Lewis. He always tries
That's
to
what
do
happens.
everything.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens.
Wow, I completely messed that up. I'm sorry, guys. Should we listen? Moving on. All right. So
Was I wrong?
so Danny, we're not done with our segment called Holla Holla at Walla Walla. All right. So I got a few more questions. In the beginning of the episode, you said you were in Chile studying abroad. How was that experience?
It was awesome. It was a Spanish immersion program for about a month. We homestayed and had gone to Plaza de Armas. That's where we got to spend a decent amount of time. And so it was so fun. That's the one place I'd been outside the US. And so when we flew in and I saw the flag, I was like, no way, we're here. And it was pretty cool.
So was it like us where you had no idea where you're flying to?
You hadn't. It depended on the pit stop. Sometimes we'd have a gas break and we'd think we were going to that country and then not sure where we were actually
Well,
going.
that's an interesting wrinkle because I never knew that because we went back to the traditional model. So I didn't realize you guys were literally sitting on a plane,
You had no idea
not
where you guys
knowing
were
where you're
going?
landing. That's crazy.
No idea.
The
Are you even- even our tickets said destination unknown.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
we would look at the screens at the airport and it said destination unknown. Like we
Wow.
had no idea.
That's-
No idea.
That'd be great if they let the viewers know that, because that's a whole different
It
wrinkle that
is.
I never even knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really funny because at the very beginning, like I think it was the first leg we were going to, we were kind of tracking on our watches how far we were going, like the places we were going. And we ended up, I think, in Canada first before going to Germany. And there was like, I remember Derek being like, "Are we in South America?" And I was like, "Yes! There's people who suck at directions."
So in that clip, Danny, I was asking you the question of what special talent you had because you were beatboxing
Yeah.
in that clip of Let's Make a Deal. Can we hear some beatbox right now?
Sure. Some.
Hey. Hey!
Hey, let's go.
It is the hip hop episode, everybody, of Croqueta Chat. Holla, holla.
I have a question.
Walla walla.
Go, Danny.
What's the question? We got a question.
What's the question?
Here's my question. So, like, let's say not this last episode, the one with the breakdancing, right? Imagine kind of the same thing with the was it the skateboard or this? No, the rock climbing, right? So, if it was a beatboxing challenge, but your mom and you both had to do it, would you be like, "Mom, let's do it"? How confident are you in your mom to beatbox with you?
Ashley's dropping the great questions. Wow.
Oh,
That is great. Mom's got musical talent, so like that is one of
she
Mom's
does.
strengths. So like I think we'd be able to run it together.
I think so too. She
That's
looks
so
like
sick.
a bad beatbox.
Yeah.
Can we quickly talk about how Ricky and Cesar have so many also random talents throughout the show? Like they do a challenge, and they're like, "Oh, I used to be
Yeah.
a chef."
I used to
Next
do marching
time,
band.
"Oh, I
back in
do
high school.
marching band." Oh,
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what do these guys not do?
Yeah, is this like made for Cesar and Ricky, or is it?
So, all right. So let's get into that concludes the holla holla. Wait, does it? Oh, I have one more question for you for this segment, Danny.
Okay.
All right. Since you're so experienced in CBS,
Oh.
who's the best host? Drew Carey, Wayne Brady, or Phil Kogan?
Oh.
Whoa.
That's a good question. I think Wayne Brady does a really good job of interacting and is just showman, but Phil is like so compassionate and actually cares, like, and is like, I'm gonna get to know you, like I'm gonna build a relationship with you. And so I think for that, I would say Phil.
I agree with that.
And can I add to that? Phil has like this mystique about him, right?
Mhm.
Like you're like, when I see Phil, that means something amazing or
Not amazing.
not amazing is gonna happen, right? You know, so-
And Phil's done it all. It's crazy how many countries he's been to, like everywhere around the world. He's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
and I'm super jealous of him because that's the best job in the world.
Oh, dude. And like Danny said, he's so humble. Like I'll never forget the first day that we were doing our intro videos in LA. We were all sitting there just eating our nasty dry sandwiches. And he just came up to us, said hi to everybody. They gave him a sandwich and they offered him to sit somewhere else. And he's like, "No, I'm going to sit here with everybody, have my nasty dry ass sandwich of everybody." And he was asking us questions, getting to know everybody. I'm just like, "Oh my God, Phil's here." Like this is,
He was
I'll
great.
never forget that. Great
Yeah,
dude.
he's
Great dude.
super down to earth, easy to talk to. You almost feel like he's just like he's just a friend. Like,
I will say when we got eliminated, Ashley went to the bathroom and he sat down with me and we had like a good like
I missed this
Yeah,
entire interaction.
we had a good like 20-minute
I
conversation.
was not, first
and
of
he's
all,
like
I
a
was
re-
not in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Somebody was pooping.
57.
she was dropping the deuce,
How
everybody.
dare you? Oh my God. 20 minutes?
But he's very down to earth and such a good guy. So.
Actually, if it makes you feel any better, Lewis is always saying that I'm in the bathroom pooping. Always.
Bro, me and Todd are the same.
Pull that number out of like a hat just now.
What should I say? The real number 45?
Yeah,
like
okay,
it's-
whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Let me just say what's up to some people in the chat. Lovable Nikki, how you doing? Miss Angie Butler, other team, other part of
Love
Walla
it.
Walla. We got James R. Nunez. What is up, everybody?
We got
Let's
Ricky and
have some
Cesar.
fun. Ricky and Cesar, of course, are here. Let's have some fun in the chat. You know, we really love to, you know, talk to you guys in the chat. And let's go on to our next segment. So my next segment is called, not sure if you guys know this or been a part of this, it's called The Wheel of Robics. So Danny's good at puzzles.
You should have actually.
Danny, go ahead.
You should have actually added yourself to which host does Danny like.
Not a bad option. I'll
Okay,
get there.
go
All
ahead.
right, maybe one day. Danny, what do you think a Robic is?
Oh, a combination of like amazing race topics. So
Yeah! Can't stop him.
I was like, what is that?
Danny,
Ghost and robot?
phenomenal, Danny. I would have forgot that.
So, this is my segment I call The Wheel of Robics, which is a race topic. And believe it or not, behind this camera, we have a lot of topics on a wheel. It's a giant wheel, guys. Like, it's so big, I can't even put it on the screen, okay? So, these are the topics that are on the wheel. Topic number 1, here we go again. Topic number 2, too fast? Is there such thing? Topic number 3, was I wrong?
I already know where that one's going.
That's been a consistent topic. Topic number 4, only? Next topic, did you notice? And another topic, do you even know the race?
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm going to reach back here. I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel, guys.
All right, let's go.
Oh, it's a real wheel.
That last one, Danny, that's up to you. That's you, buddy. You know the race.
All right, and landed on too fast. Is there such thing?
What do you guys think? It's too fast?
Too fast, too furious.
All right, so is there a such thing as being too fast on the Amazing Race? That was my thought this episode, right? And what do you guys think off the top of your heads? Like, is there such thing as being too fast?
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. No question about it.
What do you think, Danny?
Yeah, definitely. Like you go too fast with getting directions and you miss a turn. All right, you lost. You go too fast and don't read your clue. Okay, you're doing the challenge
Or
over
you
again.
go too fast and you miss the clue that's like right here.
Or you missed the express pass.
Oh.
Sorry. You missed the express pass.
Yeah. So, yes, this could be a bad thing going too fast. And we saw in the beginning of the episode where the last group to leave just flew by all the cars. Now, yes, can that happen? Absolutely. Like me and Michelle, we literally missed our first clue box.
We did.
Like we ran past the very first clue box and we were hoping they were going to show that. Thank God they didn't. But this episode, you know, they were going too fast. They missed the cars. I think it's a little bit harder to miss 4 cars that look exactly the same in a row on the street you're supposed to be looking for, but they were going too fast, right? And also, you know, you could go too fast if you don't fully read a clue, right? And what happened to us? We were in Iceland trying to memorize the volcanoes, and Michelle, I've never seen Michelle swim so fast, except in the icy waters of Iceland, when we're trying to memorize volcano names. I don't understand that to this day.
A
So
memory card.
I mean,
that memory card.
you told me to go fast. I go fast.
Yes. So, can we go too fast? Yes,
Yeah.
and we see that happen in a race, right? All right. Danny, by the way, question, all right? We saw you leave in first place from the skateboard to the detour. What happened there? Were you going too fast?
No, we ended up taking the scenic route. So Chile is a bunch of one-way streets, and we got on one way and then tried to turn to the main road. So we were never lost. I knew we were where we were the whole time. We just did some zigzagging on the way to the challenge.
But you knew where you were at the whole time?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's worse than being lost sometimes, is knowing where you're at and not being able to correct it.
Yep.
Did it ever happen to you guys, Todd and Ashley? Because it happened to us one time.
Yeah, we did it in Germany. We knew the direction we were going, but for whatever reason, we took the longer route.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, and I even remember Todd at one point, what Todd was like, I think there's a quicker way.
Mhm.
And we're like, we did it. It was beautiful. The scenic route was like memorable, but we probably.
And the worst part, this is a little behind the scenes, but the camera guys are like, "You're doing great. Let's go. You're doing great." And you're like, "I'm doing great. Yeah."
Yeah.
So, Danny, did you just look at the map and find the place and kind of try and configure your own way of doing it? I feel like like a quick tip for anybody doing the race in future is what I would always tell Lois. I'm like, can we please stop and ask for Google Map directions? Because like even here in Miami, you take the wrong road down, even though you have a map and you're either in traffic or like what you said, one ways. And so you kind of just looked at the map. You didn't look up directions.
Nope. Which we learned, like we got to after that challenge, and then it was like directions to the pit stop. I saw it on the map, but I was like, nope, I'm going to learn from our mistake and I'm going to go and ask somebody and get the best directions possible. So you got to take it and learn. But it was a costly mistake.
But Danny, can you explain like that feeling? Because I know you had it. We've all had it. Where you like that anxiety like plays tricks on your mind, right? We call it race brain. Like, what kind of race brain was like going through your mind? Like you know what you need to do, but you're like questioning every move you make.
Yeah, I think actually I had first place brain, and I was like, "We're in first place! Oh my goodness gracious, this is incredible!" And
I didn't get that much. We didn't get that much.
And so it is like mom and like mom's a great center. She's like, Danny, what are you doing right now? Where are we going? What do we need to do? And she did an awesome job at just like grounding. So grateful for mom in that.
She really did, because she checked you at one point where she was like, stop helping. Like, I appreciate your heart. Like,
take a nap.
She was like, well, and she made a really good point. Like, because she had mentioned that like I might be slower if it's like a run or a race or whatever type of physical challenge. So like you helping this team is only going to make it harder for me. So she she knows the race like.
Yeah, but how hard is that? Because your natural instinct and your personality is to help, right? And you almost got to shut that instinct off. How is that navigating that whole?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the title of the episode. You get in the Lions. You get in the Lions. So it's pretty hard. Like, I'm such a people person, and I was like, I just want everybody to have fun and succeed. You can't always do that when you're in a race for $1 million.
It's so hard. It's so hard. There was a time where I helped out Maddie, and people were judging me, and I was just like, oh, she's my friend. I want to help her real quick for a second. Oh, but it is hard to kind of shut that down.
Yeah, I kind of envy the teams that are like, nope, not helping you, not helping you at all. Like in our season is Robin and Chelsea, not helping you, but it's like that. You need that a little bit, right? So.
Exactly. I want to give a quick shout out to Kellen MacArthur. That's Corey's brother, Rob's son. From Corey and Rob from last season. What is up? Met him at a finale. Great dude. All right. So I'm not. You guys probably don't know who Ray Fletcher is, but I messed up. He is the one that sponsors our segment of the Wheel of Rockets. So Ray Fletcher. He's usually on the lives. He's a little busy today. All good. So Ray Fletcher is the one that provided us this big wheel behind the camera. But what's crazy is Todd and Ashley, you guys are so good with your poker face. You guys got a wheel too. It's right behind your camera, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God! It's
I like to call him Fletch.
Fletch, our dog Fletch. That's what's up. Like Ray Fletcher is going in with the sponsor. He mailed Todd and Ashley a wheel. So we got some topics left. We have, here we go again. Was I wrong? Only? Did you notice? And do you even know the race? So Todd, Ashley, can one of you spin the wheel real fast behind your?
Yeah, here we go.
Go ahead. right. So what did it land on?
Do you even know the race?
Sorry, guys. It took a while for it to stop.
You had to think.
It landed on
I mean, you guys saw where this was going, right?
Todd was committed.
Todd was. Hey, shout out to Ray Fetcher once again. All right. Do you even know the race? Clearly, Danny does, because one of the first things he noticed about that skateboard was the color of the wheels. And that was very impressive, Danny. Very impressed with that. While Juan was thinking the whole time, I don't think it's the color of the wheels, but I'll give it a shot. Juan clearly know the race as much as Danny. Danny, give me your thought process during that task.
Yeah, I mean, you walk up to a challenge, and if there's different colors, it's gonna mean something.
Yes.
Like, right? If they wanted us to have wheels not matter, like give us 4 of the same colors, but the second they were different colored wheels, and I remember looking over and looking at Juan's and turning to the camera and being like, haha, he's got the colors wrong, and they didn't add that.
Damn, that was
So-
nice.
I love that. I wish they did because
I
like
wait.
it's that's like the flip side of the race where you're like, oh, they're doing terrible. They're doing terrible, you know? So, I love that.
Shout out to Alicia. I think how you say your name. Alicia, thank you for that comment. So what happened to me in Italy when I was doing the motorcycle in the Ducati factory? I saw different panels, different color panels on the bikes, on the motorcycles. And I saw David next to me. David was the mechanic, the helicopter mechanic that did that detour super fast, that roadblock super fast. And when I saw him grab the wrong panel, because the correct panel on all 3 bikes, they were all red. And there were other panels on the side that we could have picked that had black stripes all over it. So I'm like, that's it. David's gonna mess up, and as soon as he passed, I'm like, crap, I guess that didn't matter. But any future racers out there, just in case, it takes just a few seconds to go, oh, wrong one, let me grab this one, and that can mean life or death in this race, because that, if I would have put that the wrong panel on to take that thing off, would have been a mission.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Now, so like Ashley is a connoisseur of the race, just like Danny. And she made me study every race before we went on. And like, that is a great skill, but sometimes there's things that you try to think, like you overthink. You're like,
Overthinking.
oh, it matters, and it really doesn't matter. But those skateboard wheels definitely came through for you. It's almost like a no-brainer. So I was like, why is he messing up? Like, that is a no-brainer, right?
Are we also going to talk about the nuts? Are we going to talk about the nuts?
We have to.
He lost his nuts. What else can we say?
We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I want to say something real quick about that challenge. What I did like was that there wasn't someone just demonstrating how to do the board and you kind of copied it. Like you had one of the guys just going back and forth on the skateboard. So I thought that was a quick little twist.
Yeah, you guys also noticed the TAR 35 underneath the skateboard.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Todd and Ashley, TAR 35.
Can I put something out there? Rod, I didn't say you lost your nuts. That was my wife. Bro, you're too big and buff, bro. Like, nah, man.
Did you see Rod jump the fence?
No, I'm just putting it out there. It wasn't me.
When we were running next to them and they just jumped the fence, I went, oh,
no,
what
but everybody else climbed the fence. Rod literally went like this and just went. Like
I was like, dang, dude. Like, please don't be on the challenge.
No,
Be on the challenge.
On our team. Yes.
Yeah,
we clearly needed some muscle in the challenge.
Represent some racers.
Danny, did you see Rod's nut?
No, but I thought he would steal mine. I was like protecting my nuts. I was like, you're not touching them. Nuh-uh.
Hey,
How small was his nut?
You guys heard it from Danny. Men, always protect your nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Angie's gonna be very upset that we keep saying nuts.
Okay, and your mom was like, it was just the way she just was like, we're done. Okay, that's enough here. Like Todd used to teach junior high, and like I think when you're so like
Oh, I'm like a junior
immersed-
higher. I'm a
when
junior
you're
higher.
immersed
Yeah.
in that age group for so long, you realize what's like. He'll be like, he would laugh at the like fart jokes and booger jokes all the time, and so like I loved your mom when she was like, I know where this is going. We need to. Like,
But guys, come on, let's be a little bit more mature here. This is a family show. Danny, how did you not lose your nuts?
I protected them.
You protect.
Yep, I protected them.
Okay, nice.
I love
nice.
it.
Nice. All right, so Ray Fletcher once again, like he's coming through. He's just dropping dollars left and right. Cause Danny got a wheel too.
Yeah, right here.
Wow, Danny, you guys like he's all right. Danny, go ahead and spin the wheel. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, spin your wheel. Woo! All right, so we have Was I Wrong? Did you? Oh wait, do you even know? No, I already said that one. We have Here We Go Again. Was I Wrong? We have Only. They have 3 topics left. Danny, spin it one more time, Danny, because it's just I got a little stuck. There it is.
He said yes.
All right, Danny, what did it land on?
So it's not $1, but it is only.
Only. Play that music, Mike.
Does anybody have a guess what he's talking about?
I want everyone in the chat to guess what this is about. Only?
What do you? Michelle, what's your guess?
I'm gonna say the money.
Okay.
The money in the challenge. Like you had to.
Danny, what's your guess?
Only.
Only?
Whoa, they only have to rock climb.
Okay. Todd and Ashley, what's your guess?
I'm gonna ride the coattails of Michelle and say, you only gave me this much?
No, I'm gonna say it's the finding the thunder.
Oh, okay.
what?
Finding the Thunderbird.
Oh,
Very
okay.
simple task.
Yeah.
Mike?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following Michelle and Todd here. Only 2,500 pesos. I looked it up. It was like $2.50.
Oh shoot.
Never mind. Scratch that.
Only?
It was $2.46. So it was only $2.46, guys. Like I don't feel like the detour was it was fair on both sides. It was pretty equal, right? The rock climbing pretty quick, getting less than $3 pretty quick. But how could we have made that side of the detour more interesting? Danny, you have any ideas instead of just
So it's interesting. What they don't show is you couldn't actually start until you learned the beat of the Chinchorron. So it actually
why didn't they show that?
Trained, and so we didn't get there for like 15 minutes. We spent learning it, and then walking around. Every time you got a donation, they had to do the thing where they sign a release waiver. So it actually turned into a really, really long task.
Wow.
I didn't think of that.
Randomly, I was
Waivers.
gonna say waivers because I saw the blurry heads.
Waivers.
But I'm like, why would you do that in a task with waivers?
You know what? Waivers. Yeah, like I can see that, but the whole learning, the whole thing before you went in—that's a big thing. I don't know why they didn't show that. They should.
Yeah. How long did that take you, Danny?
Probably about 15 minutes.
Wait.
Wow, that makes a difference, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Did someone follow you to make sure you're doing the beat correctly, or did it matter if you were doing the beat or not?
No, so once you went out, it was fine. But it was like getting cleared to go. Like they had the judge and like it was, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm sad to talk about this because I always speak so good about Rod and Leticia, but Leticia broke my heart out here. She did not even try.
Yeah, it was tough.
Okay, wait.
Yes.
No.
Wait.
I blame Rod on that one.
No, let's talk about this because a very big topic of
Between us
conversation
two.
last night was when it first presented itself, we were like, ooh, we would be good at rock climbing, but performance, right? So with the performance aspect is Todd is the right? So he's the one that should I can just bang on a drum all day. But Todd, he's the one that's perfect to like engage
No.
with people and get the money.
Yeah. So
like
Mhm.
if you are the more charismatic member of your team, then you should be the one begging or asking for money.
Lewis and Michelle, like this kid, like we
disappeared.
talked about you.
I know, trying to get back on, but I hear you guys.
So, Lewis and Michelle, we talked about you because like if we did it, I would be the guy going, "Hey, give me the money," because really the real challenge is getting the money from the people. So you have to have the more outgoing, like bubbly person out there. So that'd be me out of Ashley, and then
I would
Lewis,
just be like, boom,
Lewis,
boom,
that would be you too, bro. Like
I totally agree with you.
Give me money.
100%.
We're with you on that. Like it like you do blame Leticia for that, but I gotta blame Rod. He should have took the charge and said, "No, I'm gonna go get the money." Right? Because I'm the guy that's gonna go get it.
And I get it, especially with Leticia. Like when you're not in your element, right? Like you're just like, I'm uncomfortable and this isn't my element. Where that's Rod's element, right? If it were reversed initially, she just had to like play a drum. Rod's the person, trying to evoke like getting that money.
In a nutshell, like Lewis, me, Rod, right? Even
I was a dancer.
Yes.
We could go get the money without a drummer. Like
yes, 100%.
Right? Like that.
Hey, don't count me out, okay?
You know? Like, I hate to cut you ladies out, but like, we go get it anyway. Like, hey, and like, our energy is gonna get the money.
I'd be like,
okay, here's my arguing. I can go up to guys and be like, oh, hey, like use that girl charm and get some money too. My thing is like, even in the interview at the end, they were like asking her like,
you sound like
you
a
guys
stripper.
Sorry. They were like, oh, you guys are really competitive. And she was like, yeah, I'm doing this for my kids, which I know she is doing it for her kids and all that stuff. She's like, I'll do anything to be on the race and kill it and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, but you just didn't go and get
Michelle, that's a great argument. Yeah, you're right.
I will say though, like I feed off of, and Michelle, I kind of feel like you guys are similar. Like I feed off of Todd's energy, right? So if Todd is like off his like nuts, just bring
full circle, everybody.
So like if he's like just off his rocker, like in the moment, like I will match that energy, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like you two are the same way. But for whatever reason, I kind of felt like maybe Leticia just, I don't know. There was just something.
They didn't have a good episode. And that goes to my next topic. Was I wrong? Because I had this question pretty much since episode 2, because episode 1, my thoughts were Rod and Leticia were not going to be the superstar team like everybody saw. And look, I still believe, I thought they were going to be like back of the pack afterwards, but no, that's wrong, right? Was I wrong? I was wrong about that. But they still are now consistently in the middle of the pack team when everybody thought they were going to be all-stars, right? And we see Leticia, not being as for this task, like that's that oomph that you need, right? They also drove 15 minutes the wrong way. And it's like stop. Like I learned online from there's somebody from Chile on the Reddit chat that saw how far Rod and Leticia went, and he was like in shock, like, where are you guys going? And yeah, it was far. They went far off course. So they didn't have a good episode. So was I wrong? Maybe yes, no. We'll see.
But what I do give to Leticia is that she does stand her ground. Like as a woman, she's like, I'm telling you, turn around. We're not going the right way. Turn around.
You're right. There's something there. There's something there that just why.
I don't know. I don't know. She seemed pretty nonchalant back there when she's like, I don't know.
She was so calm.
Yeah,
I would have been like,
I was like,
turn the car.
We would be
a Hulk, like.
She would have turned into
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Get back now.
Get in the chopper.
Calm for me. And okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there because I feel like this is how I would be. Okay, I could be wrong. I probably am. I'm putting myself in the situation. I would have acted like Leticia if Todd and I would have gotten in an argument the night before. I'm like, oh, all right, well, yeah, I'm mad at you, and I'm gonna like go through the motions. So like, yeah, watch me. Money.
This episode's gonna get really dark.
So no. because like you guys know, you guys are in this room. You have to like work through like pros and cons and like, you know, you said this to me and well, I said this to you. Like there really is a lot of like working through stuff. So like if that were me, we probably would have been in an argument for me to act like that for the race.
And I think there was a little bit of backstory that she shared that impacted her performance on the race. So also want to recognize and honor that of like, okay, like there was some switching and some like life stuff that I was like, oh, cool. But Rod should have taken it at the beginning, being the one asking for money. So
Yeah, for
Absolutely,
sure.
absolutely. Well, that concludes the segment of Wheel of Robics. Shout out to Ray Fletcher for delivering all the wheels to everybody. And that concludes the Wheel of Robics.
That's Ray Fletcher, by the way, on the wheel. That's his picture.
That's amazing.
Todd and Ashley, they said that you were hilarious on Annalie's Instagram live. What did you do on her live?
On
Finale
what?
night?
Season 35
I
finale
don't remember
night.
finale night.
Live. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just being ourselves, I guess.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I have no
You're doing this movement.
That party. That party was great. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I did make a clip of me interviewing almost all the teams of season 35 up there in New York. So if you haven't seen that video yet, watch it. It's great. Now, next segment. Michael Burgos, what you got, bro?
We're going to talk about Reddit.
I love talking about Reddit.
All right. We've got here a couple comments from Reddit. And I think Lewis loves this topic because it comes up all the time. Another season of The Amazing Race, another season of me thinking to myself, I really need to learn how to drive stick shift and learn how to read a paper map.
Yes.
What do you think?
I mean, it's hard if you have never driven stick before. It's difficult and it's expensive, and it's not so easy to find a stick shift car nowadays, right? So you could try to find a stick shift car from a friend. And to be honest, if somebody asked me to borrow my stick shift car to learn how to drive stick, I'm going to say no, because you're going to mess up you're going to mess up the clutch. All right. And then what we did was we rented cars on the Turo app, and we spent a lot of money. We rented cars for two days for 2 separate weekends, and it cost in total, I want to say $600, right? Wow. So, and I knew how to drive stick a little bit before, but what if somebody came into this without knowing how to drive stick at all? Are you going to start spending money before you're even chosen to be on The Amazing Race? And people out there don't have this money to spend like that. That's why they're going on The Amazing Race, unless you're Rod and Leticia. I mean, so basically it's more difficult than people think, and it's costly and it takes time. Getting lessons, that still takes a long time. So Danny had his badass mom driving him around. So,
love it.
So
how was that? Like walking a bike, like riding a bike?
Yeah, mom did great, but like you were talking about, I was the person who had no idea how to drive stick, and it was super expensive. And so what we had to do is like my uncle let us have his car for a night, and I spent one day learning stick. And if I had to drive stick, like there would have been a little bit of people coming for me. How does the super fan not know how to drive stick shift? I was like, please don't make me drive stick. But
yeah, Danny, come on, bro.
Danny.
Come on. Can I add to this? Let me add to this. My theory, this is a theory, is it's all about parenting, right? And let me explain, right?
Ashley's face is great.
Yeah, Ashley's parents refused to buy her an automatic, right? They bought her a stick shift on purpose because number one, you don't want to go on Amazing Race and not know, but number two, you don't want to be that guy that goes, hey, you're at a party, hey, can you move my car for me? And you get in and you're like, right? So it all boils down to when you first start driving. And so as parents, we've made a decision, a conscious decision, that we don't want our kids to go through life not knowing how to drive stick shift. So
their first car has got to be a stick.
It
And
has to
just to clear the air before we like move on,
Here we go.
I did
Here we go.
teach Todd how to drive a stick
Here we
shift.
go. Yeah.
Oh!
Hey, but Todd had no trouble on the race. Did you?
No, but
He
the
did.
reason
No,
why
he
no,
did.
I didn't.
You don't remember when
Do
you
you
saw that on the
remember when we
freeway?
almost got hit by
On
a
the
truck? We almost got hit by a truck. So we're not starting this. Let's not get into it. But she did teach me how to drive stick
Yeah,
shift. And the reason why is because in high school, right? It's like she had a stick shift car, and I was like, hey, I want to drive your car. And so I had to learn that way because I wasn't gonna let her kill us on the freeway.
Oh, brother.
So actually on James' podcast, I heard that Karishma had like learned before the race, but she was stalling so much because it was a Volkswagen, and you kind of had trouble with that because it's like a different
every car is a different type of clutch.
manipulation.
That's a different thing. Yeah, different cars require different clutch pressures and gas, right? So it's definitely
or different layouts or different like mechanics too.
Different ways how to put it in reverse.
I mean, Mike, you work in valet, right?
Yeah. I got lucky. I worked in valet parking, so I drove all kinds of stick shift cars. So I'm ready.
All right, Mike, what's your next topic?
All right, next one up. At this point, I will not be surprised when the bottom tier teams get to the U-turn and see Ricky and Cesar's picture and think, who the hell are they? They probably haven't seen them all season. Can we talk about Ricky and Cesar not dropping below second place?
Yes, and I know Ricky and Cesar, they I saw them on a chat before, and they said when they picked the detour of the collecting the money, they knew exactly how much money that was because they did their research on the plane. That's another super fan move right there. Like when you're on this plane, any future racers, when you're going to point A to point B, you have to know everything about that country, from the currency, the flag, the food, the sports of that country, famous landmarks of that state. You have to learn all that. Whose cat is that?
That's my cat. Holy crap.
You still have cats? So that is a huge super fan move and showing their dominance. And Ricky and Cesar, I think they're going to be pretty dominant if they, they're going to be pretty dominant. Yeah.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room? The fact that they know the language, right?
Yes.
So Danny, like I know you live down there. Do you know Spanish? Like
I heard him speaking Spanish. I saw that.
I have some basic Spanish. So yeah, I can speak pretty basically, ask for directions, understand somewhat. And so I think it is an advantage. The teams right now, I would say 5 of the remaining teams or 6 of the remaining teams all speak a little tiny bit of Spanish.
Do you think knowing a little bit to a lot of it makes a big difference?
Probably. Like you think about it, it's like running the race in the US, like where you can ask for directions in English and you're like, hey, turn right, go straight, take a left. And then it's like, cool. But who knows? Who knows what happens moving forward?
Yeah.
I kind of spoke. I spoke about this a little bit in the last one. In the last episode that we had, Ricky doesn't speak Spanish, and I think we tend to forget that. And like we would always mention that in our podcast when we would do our reviews, because people would be like, "Oh, of course they're doing that good. They're dancers." And I'm like, Lewis is not a dancer. Like he's not. He's going up to my level to try and like get out of this quick. And there was a roadblock that Ricky did, and I was like, oh, it's because he speaks Spanish. It was easier for him to know like the elements of it, but he doesn't know Spanish. I think we tend to forget about that sometimes.
Right. And I think Danny's dealing with that a little bit with like racing with your mom, right? Like there's some like hindrances that like you have to keep cognizant while you go through it. And so you have to like do that balancing act, right?
Yeah. And that's why I think going on the go ahead. I was going to say, that's why finding a partner who balances your strengths and weaknesses is so important. Like finding someone who like, okay, you can carry them in certain aspects and then they can carry you in certain aspects. And I think like going on with mom, there are things that I suck at that mom is actually really good at. And so definitely find a partner if you're going to go on the race that complements you
But
so
here's
you
the
have a fun
question: did you listen to your mom when she's like, "Hey, stop sharing, stop sharing"?
So we were talking on our podcast earlier. There was a clip that didn't show, but I actually gave her a really bad time about not rock climbing because I knew where the rock climbing was. It was closer. And I was like, Mom, we're going to try it. I believe in you. We can do it. We can rock climb. And she's like, no, we are not rock climbing. We are going in. And so I was like, please. And she's like, nope.
That was the correct move, Danny. Sorry, you're wrong.
100%. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. And
I messed up with that.
So fun.
I messed up with that.
You
like,
sure
like, we
did.
could do soccer. We could do soccer. And I was like, no, I can't.
That's
I'm
right.
doing it anyway.
I'm like, you mean you can do soccer?
But Danny, I would like to applaud you because you've been taking things slow with your mom, and you guys have achieved so many things in other ways that it makes me like commend you, because there are different ways to run the race. It doesn't always have to be the fastest, the most physical, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also making my sons watch the race. I'm gonna be like, do you see how Danny is so nice and calm? Do you see how take notes?
Yes.
Oh.
Beyond
Yeah,
the race.
I think
Yeah.
we wanted to come on the race and like glorify God and glorify Christ and just like encourage one another and walk well with one another and just be a team that like left hopefully a positive message.
You
Yeah.
are. You're a
Love
great
you.
example. Great
Danny,
example.
you're doing amazing, man. You're an inspiration. And yes, we should clip every single moment of you and your mom and just give it to kids worldwide. That's really sweet. I agree with you, Ashley. I agree with you. Praise God. All right, Mike,
Last one.
anything you got?
All right. I forget this team exists every episode. Yvonne and Michelle.
I got her name wrong.
No.
I feel kind of bad that I do, but I don't know what it is about them. Every other team, when they show up, I'm good. But whenever they appear on screen, I'm like, who is that? I'm not sure if they're just not getting a fair edit or if being constantly in the middle back is adding to it. Largely forgettable season to begin with, IMO in general.
That was nice. But it's just crazy that it's 90-minute episodes and we just don't know too much about them.
I would be so sad.
I think that's like the curse of being in the middle, because I feel like we got a lot of that like during our season. Like we were always consistently like 5 in the middle, and so it's like you really pay attention to the top half or the bottom half, and if you're anywhere in that middle, it's like they're like, yeah, cool, they made it, but like let's focus on these different groups.
I'm sure there's a lot of great things, but they're just not airing them.
Yeah.
It's all how they cut the episodes sometimes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it kind of just where you placed. So we'll probably get to see them a little more as the race progresses, depending on how they're racing and
like for real though. Like I don't like for reals. No,
Danny, can you tell us something about Yvonne and Melissa? Like
Yvonne and Melissa are the other San Diego team. So fun fact, we were actually playing spike ball together on the same beach at the same time before the race.
Whoa.
No idea. We're talking on the race and I'm like, oh, where do you play spike ball? And they're like, oh, here. And we pull up a picture and the 3 of us are in the picture together.
No
like,
way.
Wild.
that's like Twilight Zone shit.
That
That's
is.
crazy.
Wow.
That's kind of like when people are like, "Oh, I love Pitbull. You danced for Pitbull. I went to his concert. Oh, you did? You have pictures? Yeah. There's my wife right there."
That's a little different though.
I know.
How about-
It's sort of cool that you're in like a stranger's phone. Like.
Yep.
You know who I will say, like, I think has some really funny one-liners and like personality-wise, like I was watching this last episode and every time she was on, I was
Busy?
like, yes. She is so funny. Like she's got these like one-liners that I like just out of nowhere. You're like, this is a serious situation. And she'll just say something and I'm laughing hysterically. She is so entertaining and she's like, the gun show, baby.
The 2 reasons why they pick rock climbing. The 2 reasons.
She's just so fun.
Oh, I just got that right now.
Oh my God.
My wife, ladies and gentlemen. All right, some teams we haven't talked about. Amber and Vinny. All right, they're at the top of the pack. Top 3 team. Would you guys agree? Top 3?
I agree, and kudos to Vinny because he says some stuff to
I mean,
her.
kudos to Vinny.
No, he says some stuff that would have got me killed on the hurry up. I'm like, oh my gosh, he said that? You know, like I would have never said that. I would have been dead.
I would be like, we're stopping
They'd be like,
now.
Tonight on news, Ashley kills Todd.
Imagine Leticia
And they
responding to that.
I would have been like, I'm shutting down. How about that? How about directions?
You can tell.
Go ahead.
Tell when they talked about it because later, it clips to his interview. He's like, "Yeah, we need to totally like cater to her
We need
pace.
to work on our
Like we need to work on her pace." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you guys got into it."
Ooh, I told Lewis, I was like, I think that was a low blow. Like, oh.
We had a leg like that.
It happens because like
That's real. It's real.
just
We all dealt with it,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Danny, you have to deal with it too, right? With your mom, you can't
Whether-
just be like, "Hurry up," you know. You can't
whether
do that.
they show it or not, right? Like some teams get like a really good at it, whether they argue or not. Some don't.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
Oh.
that. Don't put that on me.
Oh, let Fletch decide.
Yeah.
Fletch.
Flesh. Let it flesh.
So another team that kind of argues and it's kind of like their personality is Derek
Love
and
that.
Shalisa.
Love
But
that.
they seem like
I
they
love
could argue and it's just like they forget about it seconds later,
Yes.
which is a really cool personality trait. I can't argue with Michelle. Michelle will be emotional and she'll hold on to it and I
I
won't
would
hear
have
the
been
end of it.
Amber crying with the
I
That's
want to
what
ask Derek what the secret is.
No,
you know,
what are you
like,
talking about? No, first of
like
all,
how do you say it? Like how do you guys get like that and just be on like onto the next? Like
I
don't.
resonated with them the most because like there was one point on the race where like we checked in and Phil was like, "How are the Bickersons doing?" Because like we constantly like are bickering back and forth. So like when
Because she's holding on to everything, you know what I'm saying? Like how does she just let go of that stuff?
you just
know?
let it go.
Wait, this is great. You just tell them to take a nap.
True.
Reggie.
Oh, love mom.
Danny, I love your mom's spiciness.
Oh.
she's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Another team. So Juan and Shane, right? I'm still shocked this team hasn't won a first place. They got second, their best placement yet. What do we think about this team?
Bro, like honestly, like as like a military guy, attention to detail on those wheels. Like, come on, bro. That's like that's Amazing Race 101. Yeah.
I will say that, but I feel like overall they look like a very strong team. They're consistently moving up each leg. So, you know, and I feel like there's a learning curve within the first at least 3 legs where, you know, you're learning how to race with one another, your teammate, and then like the challenges. So I think maybe we're going to see them in an upward trajectory in terms of placement. But I think overall they seem to be, they get along. Like I feel like they work well together.
The skateboard one, I was all about them until that, and I'm like, bro, like that's like
the wheel color.
I also feel that if this season was like our COVID season was majority of self-driving legs, they would have a few more first places for sure because they're so good at navigation. These military guys usually kill it, except for Liam and Jeremy. but
that's another thing that with
boys.
us, we're like military guys, like
Uh-oh.
like not you know, like what's up, dude?
I
Those are my boys, though. I can't.
love those dudes. Love them. All right, guys. So next episode, we are going to
Wait,
Cordoba.
you missed one group.
Wait, we gotta
talk about the girls.
Wait, we gotta talk about the celebrity. We gotta
Our
talk about the
chaos
celebrity.
cousin.
Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks was on the show.
Yes, so true.
Wait,
Oh
no,
wait, Tyra was on the show and Shaq was on the show.
Her face. She looks so scared here.
She was
Oh,
like
Poor
our chaos cousins.
Kiss
I love them.
Look, yes,
They're
the
the best.
Chaos Cousins, they provided such great entertainment. Their banter back and forth was great. I'm going to miss them.
Yeah, they were entertaining. I felt like they had a really good run. I just think that was unfortunate. Even just like picking that, was it Roadblock? I get their names confused, but she was like, "Oh, I've skateboarded before. Of course I'm going to do it." And it's like, it's just a luck of the draw of like when you find out the details and you're like, I'm building a board. Like it could have ended different for them if, you know, so they're great.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny, any good Karishma and Kishori stories?
Oh, Kishori in a game night is scary. I just want to say that girl has strategy, but I think my favorite story is Kishori came out and hung out with me in San Diego, and we're sitting there, and she's like, "Oh, I was an RA in college," and she's like, "Oh yeah, my boss, I helped him film an audition for Survivor," and then she gives me her boss's name, and I'm friends with her boss, and so I'm sitting there going, "This is the smallest world."
That's so crazy.
But Kishori's awesome, and so is Christian. Just
The world is smaller than you think.
it is, and the people more beautiful.
Yeah.
That's all right. That was great. That we got to end it there.
The world's
Go ahead.
smaller than we think, or you think? I don't know.
Or is it Imagine? Or the rat skiing around the world?
Right to left instead of left to right. Like, I don't know.
The who wander around the world wanders. Those who wander are not lost.
The rat is doing yoga.
So, the rat does yoga with the mama rat and stand into a mirror while skiing.
Dude, I almost broke my TV when I was watching that.
Dude, I almost wanted to quit being a firefighter after watching the firefighter.
I almost wish that they would have shown like Phil telling them the answer, like at the because it was so like, oh, they were so flipping close, and then like I wish that Phil would have been like, do you guys want to know the answer, because you guys were so close. I was hoping for that, but they didn't show it. I wonder at what point did they find out the answer?
On the plane ride.
Stop it.
Yep.
What was their reaction?
What was the reaction?
They couldn't believe it. They were like, yep.
I bet you they were like, we said that.
Yeah.
That is great. All right, next week, you guys are going to Cordoba, Argentina. We see some teams cooking.
Argentinos.
We see Yvonne throwing some flingy thingy at a bull. We see them playing the bubble ball soccer.
Oh, that's so much fun.
That looks fun. All right. And then we see Angie having trouble doing a roadblock. No. And then, is this a mega leg all in one episode? This season is only 10 episodes. And I wonder why. Maybe we're gonna see a mega leg next episode, which is gonna have a lot of.
I think they said it was a mega leg on the thing on the.
Yeah, they said double the roadblocks, double the detours.
Yeah, there you go.
Double the pain.
Double the pain.
So let's see what happens, guys. Thanks for being on. Talking, actually, you guys are a blast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We love you guys.
Good luck.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Thanks for being on. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Mike, thanks for producing.
Always making us graphics last minute.
Always
all that.
I got the request at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, now that's earlier than usual. Can I play that graphic one more time? It's a really good, theme.
I want that. I need that. Please send it to me.
Hey, Mike, maybe you could talk to Danny so he could give you some advice on getting on Survivor, since he gets on so many shows.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I want to get on Price is Right. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Peace. See you later. Get back to your house now.
Get out. Croqueta Chat is the best. You don't like Croqueta Chat, you're an idiot. Get out of here.